Hello everybody and welcome to a GameMaker tutorial. This is my first video in um, my RPG for beginners, so you don't need any knowledge whatsoever for this. On GameMaker, this is what I'm going to be making it, of course. It's going to be for total beginners, so you don't need any knowledge at all. And if you are more advanced, which I guess some of you are, you'll be able to go on some of the later videos, and I'll probably go into some more complex things, such as like quests maybe and stuff like that. So we're gonna go over and make a new file. So what should we call this? Let's call it RPG video series. Don't know if that's how you spell series. Oh dear. Oh, okay, it doesn't like the space, so we're just doing underscores. Forgot that it doesn't like spaces. Oh, okay. Uh, let's just call it RPG vid. That'll do. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna make a sprite. So sprite's just an image, holds all your imaging in. We're gonna make it for our player. So we're gonna call it SPR. So that stands for sprite player. We're gonna go into edit sprite here. We're gonna click this like new page. We want 32 by 32. That's a good size. We're gonna double click this and open it up. And this is its built-in editor, built-in art editor, pixel art editor thing. So I actually made this person beforehand, so I'm just going to show you how to make it. This is pretty basic little person that I made. So it's just like that. So I've got along a bit like this. And just level his head off a bit. And we'll put bits in here. So this is going to be his head. So if we go over here, we'll block fill it in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a slightly lighter colour and just start to make his body a bit. So you don't have to do this for yours. You can make your own. You know, go out there a bit. Do whatever you want with it. You don't have to follow these tutorials exactly. Of course. Oh yeah, right. Remember to set this on to replace, because this will mean you'll be able to use opacity. So, what you need to do is, if you press Control and then click on it, it actually picks up the colour. So you can, if you pick up the transparent colour, you can actually put it there. I don't like this body, it's a bit. Let's have him that'll do. I'm just gonna make this quickly, so. And then what we're gonna do is fill these bits in, these big chunks. It's starting to sort of look a bit human. He's not gonna have a face because it's sort of long, complicated, doing facial features. Yeah, we'll do it like this. So this is just an outline, basically. It makes the character stand out more. Makes it easier for you to see it. And we'll put him. Oh dear. I'll make his legs one more because I want it to be symmetrical. So there we go. It's starting to look a bit like a human now. It's gonna be a little night art person. So now we're gonna grab this colour here with our control button and there and there. So it's going to be I'll have it like that for the minute. This is going to be our little person. And this is going to be his hand here. We're going to do his sword. I'm going to move the whole person along that way a bit so we can draw his sword in a bit bigger. So click the selector region bit and just drag it over. Put him about there. I think that'll be good. So pick up this colour again. Put him on there. And there. And we're going to pick up... Actually, this colour needs to be a bit lighter than the rest of it. And then we're going to pick up this colour here and draw his sword handle. So this is going to be a sword handle. And then this bit's going to be the bit above the sword handle. I don't know what it's called, but that's what it's going to be. And now we're going to pick up this colour here and just make that lighter. So this is going to be the colour of his sword. So we'll stick his sword about that high. That should be a good height. Now we're going to make a slightly darker colour and put that there. So he's almost done now. We're just going to draw in his shield and then he should be ready to go. So let's draw his shield there. Let's make it down to about there. And of course he's going to have the bottom bit. Nah. I'm going to make it a... Yeah, that'll do. I'm just going to add a bit of detailing on. Could do a little face on his shield. And there we go. That's our basic player. You can do whatever you want for that, but that's how I'm going to do it just for this example. So it doesn't matter really. Then origin. We're going to have this set at, we're going to center it and then change the Y to 30. No, we'll just center it for the minute. Right, now we're going to make our enemy. So this is going to be what we're going to be fighting against. So we're just going to call it sprite enemy. For my enemy, I've decided I'm going to make a pretty basic little Pac-Man ghost, sort of comical. So I chose this colour, this orangey colour, I think. I'm just going to blob some colours on and hope for the best. You probably don't want a ghost in your actual game, a Pac-Man-y ghost. So this will definitely be something that you want to change. But I'm just doing this because ghosts sort of float. So if you want to have any enemy that's too difficult, you're gonna have to do animations. So I'll probably go briefly into animations a bit later. Let's try and make this as symmetrical as possible. I might do a bit on animations, but it's quite long and complicated. And a lot of it's just based around what you think it should look like. And obviously that's going to differ from person to person. So I'm not going to go into that. That looks sort of remotely like what it should do. I'll just leave it at that for the time being. So we're going to fill it in. Now, as you see, our right colour is defaultly set to a white. And that's actually really helpful because we can just right click, hold down, and we can draw our little eyes in. But we can also, if we make any mistakes, we can go back and sort of change it. So let's just have his eyes like that. That'll be one of his eyes. I'll just do the exact same for the other eye. After this, I promise we'll go into some coding stuff. Let's move his whole eyes along a bit. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to say what I'm actually going to be doing in this video. Silly me. Just movement. Basically movement. I might briefly go into enemy AIs. So there's our enemy. So the AI is basically how it attacks, and that sort of thing. So now we've got all of our sprites, so all of our artworks done for the time being. We're going to go into this little green object here, and well, that actually creates an object, believe it or not. We're going to type OBJ, which stands for object, and we're going to call this player, because it's going to be a player. So we're going to click this, and we're going to click our player. We're going to add an event. It's going to be a create event. So create event runs it once when it's put in the room. So the first time it's put in the room, that's when it runs this bit of code. So we're going to do 3 slashes, which is just like it basically gives the code a title, which shows up here. So we're going to initialize the player. Global. So basically the globals means it's a variable which holds a value. The variable holds a value. But it's global makes it so that it's on any room in the game, anywhere in the game. As long as he's been set before, it will still be there and it will still be our global value. So we can do max HP, so this is going to be our health. Our max amount of HP is going to be 10. So our HP then is going to be 10 to start with. This will go down when you get attacked. Our attack, you can change these values also. It won't be balanced, I'm just slamming the values down. So this is going to be our attack, and our defense is going to be 2. Also we're going to do image speed. So I'll just show you the thing. Image speed is the speed in which it'll go through our sub-images. And a sub-image is, say we've got 2 images within one sprite. That'll be used for animation. Our image speed might be higher, but we don't want it to animate because there's no animations, so it's just going to be 0. And this means if you add sub-images in, it won't clog it up. It won't scroll through them like it would normally. Now we're going to add a step event. Now a step event is an event which every single step, so step is, I think it's like a 1/10 of a second or something. Every single step is going to do this code. So this is unlike the create event. The create event does it once. The step does it every single time, pretty much. So we're going to do another title. We're going to allow the player to move, because we want it to be able to move. I'm going to introduce the switch statement here. So that what a switch does is basically, well actually I've got quite a few complicated bits here, so I'll explain. The switch here actually it switches between this variable. So it's like an if, which is this if. So we might do this. Keyboard key equals W. So if we press W, then we do this. This is basically putting it into a switch statement. So if we had lots of these for different keys, so we had the W, A, S, D, and the side arrow key, the other side arrow key, the up arrow key, the down arrow key, we'd have lots of ifs. So we'd have lots of useless code, basically. What the switch does is it switches between this variable and says if this variable equals this, which is we do case. So then we put what it equals. So in this case, it's going to be VK left. So if it's VK left that we're pressing, which is the left arrow key, then it's going to do this bit of code that we're going to put here. Here. And the keyboard key is just the keyboard key that you're pressing. So hopefully I've explained that well enough. If not, if you press the mouse wheel down on the switch, it comes up with a big bit here which explains it in more detail. So we're going to ORD. I don't know why ORD works. I think it just works. I don't know. It's the key you're pressing. I just use it. Oh, we forgot. There. So remember to put the colon, not semicolon, colon. So if we're pressing the A or the left key, we're going to do. Oh, your tab moves along 4 spaces, which is what I'm doing here. So we're going to get our X position on the screen, take away 4 from it, and we're going to break. So the break just snaps it out of this switch statement and says no more switching for the time being, because otherwise our player would be going all over the place. So now we're going to go on to our next one. So we're going to do case VK right. We're going to do a colon. Case ORD. Whoops. D. X plus equals 4. So we're going to add our X coordinates by 4. Whoops. So case VK up, case ORD W. Whoops. So we're going to affect our Y, so we want to go up, so we're going to minus from the Y, we're going to minus 4. Ah, I forgot the brakes. Remember the brakes. If we don't do the brakes, won't work. So we're going to do our last one, which is going to be case VK down, case ORD. Oops, I did it all one way then. That wouldn't work. S, I think. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So we're going to add to our Y. Now, that's all for our player. So our player should now be able to move and be able to operate. So we're going to create another object quickly. And we're going to call this object enemy. We're going to give it the enemy sprite. We're going to add a create event. We're going to go to control, which is what I did before. Sorry, I didn't mention it. You go to control and then drag a bit of code over. Sorry, I'm so used to doing this quickly, I forgot about that. So we're going to initialize the enemy. So we're going to give it some variables like we did the player, but these aren't going to be global. So our attack's going to be 3, our HP is going to be 5, our defense is going to be 1. Yeah. and this will give us some variables to work with later. We're not going to go much into it today. I'm just going to do this last little bit and do the room, and then it should be sort of operational. Whoops, we don't want to step, don't do that. We want a collision with the player. So when we touch the player, this is what we want to do. Take away our attack from the player's HP. We're also going to put the defense into it as well. So global.hp, take away our attack minus global.defense. And that's it for the minute. So it won't totally work. Oh yeah, we're going to make a room as well. We're going to make a room so we can just test these stuff. So we're going to go over here, create a room. I'm going to call it RM, which stands for room. Just call it room for the time being. Our width is going to be 1280. And this is going to be 720. You can change these values also, it doesn't really matter. We're going to enable the use of views, visible when room starts. We're going to have a view in the room of 640 by 360. And we're going to have 280 by 720. So as you can see, this is a quarter of the screen you'll be able to see. So what this does is it says we're going to double up the pixels, I think. No, we're gonna have half of it, pretty much. So this is our port, this is our size as well. The actual view we're gonna have though is half of those values, if that makes any sense. And we want to be following our player. So when our player moves around, we want the view to follow the player. And we're gonna change these H-bar and V-bar values. So the H-bar is gonna be 320, the V-bar is gonna be 180. Now we're going to go in backgrounds quickly, draw background colour. I'm just going to pick a green, a nice green. And that's our room done. So now we should be able to click this green arrow here. This will save the game. And then also play it as well. So we're going to test and see if our player moves around. Our enemies won't work yet, they won't move. Which I'll go into next video. I'll go into the AI and stuff, which is how it moves and attacks. Oh yeah, I forgot to put them in the room. Course. So we need to go to object, we're going to put a player in there, we're going to click it, go to enemy, put an enemy in there. So let's go back onto the green arrow, let's play it and see if this works, hopefully. So yeah, here we go. This is our view coming into play, and here we are, here's our character. At the minute it doesn't have any animations or anything. We don't have any displays for the HP, but it moves. And you can see the view moving there as well, which shows it's working. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Look out for more videos which I'll be doing on this series, definitely. Remember to like, subscribe, share it with any friends, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!